Are you looking to create even more success and confidence in 2024? Well, today I'm going to talk about this. And if you stay until the end, I have an extra point for you then. Now, I've always been looking to grow myself, particularly in the last 5 years or so. And I'm always like looking at resources to do this. Particularly, I follow the work of, I've followed Tony Robbins for a lot, but not as much this year, although I went to his Unleash the Power Within event. I've been following Peter Sage and Joseph McClendon in particular, and I'm very blessed to know them both as well and actually work for Joseph. Now, I follow them. I follow other various resources. I try not to follow too many people as you get conflicting information and ideas. That's why I don't tend to listen to too many different podcasts. I rather listen to a certain viewpoint and then incorporate it. If I don't resonate, that's fine. I'll move on. So I've always been looking at like how to be more successful and grow. And I like to read a mixture of books. So I would say that and make points out of them and then just pick up one or two. But I wouldn't treat that individual as I'd be looking to life work. I'd just be looking at their book. Now, when I was listening to one of Joseph's videos today, Joseph McClendon, he's a high performance specialist, one of the best in the world. And he's got a combination of experience in NLP, neuro linguistic programming. He's got hypnotherapy, high performance psychology, all sorts of like qualifications. He's worked with some of the best people on the planet, athletes and celebrities wise. And he was talking about how to create more success in yourself. And he likes to keep things super simple. And I like to follow his style. I try and keep things as super simple as possible. Like I could go into deep psychology and complicated language and all these kind of things on my podcast. I don't. I just like to keep it on the basics. I really like Joseph's mentality because people will follow things if it's more simple. I know I certainly do, right? And sometimes the person I overcomplicate the most for is probably myself. So I have to sometimes simplify my own processes and systems because I love a process and system with a project management and sales background. Now, the problem is with our success, I found it's got to mean, it can mean different things to different people. And for me, it means doing what I said I'm going to do in the day or the week. Right. And the problem is, I found I've compared myself to other people so many times, and other people have told me they've done that as well. And here's a quote that Joseph taught me, and it's this: self to self for progress, self to others for possibility. And what that means is look at how far you've come, even each day, and then look at other people for what's possible for you as well. So ask yourself this: how does it help you being caught in the same cycle of comparing yourself to other people or not feeling successful or not being clear on your success? Right. Well, today we're going to talk about some points that I found is really useful for moving me forward towards being successful on what I want to achieve. So the first thing is define it and then give yourself examples. So if success for you is like doing what you said you're going to do, or like hitting a certain goal or similar kind of goal that you're looking for, write that definition down, then list as many examples as possible and keep reading that regularly. Because the more you read something, the more your brain's going to rewire and realize that, rather than thinking, oh, I'm not successful, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, without having any definition. And again, the mind is a great servant, but it's a lousy master. So if you keep training it to define it, what success is, and show examples of when you have been successful, it will listen if you keep showing it that. That's the first one. The second one, to be more successful, is list someone who is successful in a similar field or somewhere you want to create more success. Again, you're looking at them, what's possible, not comparing yourself. And then you're looking and then listing some qualities and things they do. And then think about, how can you incorporate more of that into your life? Right. Now, there's certain things they might do or might be that you may not, that might just be out of possibility. However, if they're like someone who's maybe they get up at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m., which is the trend, and you feel like that's something you can do and you're not doing, maybe you can do it. You can fit it in, right? For me, those hours personally don't work, right? I operate a bit later, right? However, I will look at people like Joseph and see what he's doing. And he's just doing simple little actions every single day, like going to the mirror and telling himself he loves him. Like I do that right now. I love you, Johnny. And I'll do that every day. So list success, pick a successful person in an area and then list what they're doing and think about how you can incorporate it. And then the third one, it's a little bit different from the first one, but maybe similar. It's look at examples when the odds are against you or it's a real challenge and you overcame the challenge. Maybe it was the first time you learned to drive. Maybe it was overcoming some hard tests at school. Maybe it was coming out of a really hard relationship, whatever kind of relationship it was, right? And that you overcame it, because the more you can reinforce your brain again, it shows how strong you really are. Now, I've got an extra point for you as well. Just before I say that, though, I want to point you in the direction of the Q&A. So if you have any topic you'd like me to discuss, so I can give more of what you want, whether it's confidence, self-esteem, mindset, personal growth, or something along those lines, just drop your answer in the Q&A and I'll be able to deliver that more to you. So here is a final tip as well. And it's actually a really simple one. But what you can do is just pick 1 to 3 habits that you're going to dedicate yourself to do every single day in order to create success. So imagine you've got this big goal, you want to achieve this big thing. Great, amazing, right? Now, what is 1 to 3 things that that person would be doing each day? And then if you have to, just simplify that even more. So maybe if you want to be like making a lot of money, maybe that person would be making a lot of sales calls. Maybe you set yourself to do like 5 sales calls a day, reach out to people. That's just an example, having got a sales background. Maybe you want to be in a passionate, loving relationship. So what would that person be doing? Maybe dedicating a lot of time to self-work and to their partner. So maybe that's something you want to start. If you're single, you can still dedicate the work to yourself right now. And if you're with someone, maybe you can start dedicating some time with them. So what are 1 to 3 things you could do right now in order to ramp up your success? Don't do more than 3 things because it may complicate. Now, obviously, do your day-to-day stuff and everything like that. Just pick 3 things that you're going to stay accountable to, or 1 thing, 1 to 3 things that you're going to stay accountable to that are really going to move you forward at that future you would be doing. So that's what I got for you today. I wanted to talk about success and confidence today. So I appreciate you for being here. You're improving other people's lives for being the best you. And remember, you're in control of your own self-esteem and confidence.